Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nena Alice Kalu. Okay, I'm the CEO of Nelly Homes of Craft and Skills. You're welcome to my class. Now, for the free class, I promised to make, okay, on how to make this trendy Zara hairband. Okay, I'll be explaining using two methods. Okay, the other method is my signature. Why also this is a combination of, okay, combination of the one I learned and also from mine as well too. Good. Now, if you check, just look at this, take a look at this bands, okay? You find out that we have different types, sizes of bands out there. Some have, some are bigger, some are smaller. Okay, it depends on the measurements. Okay, they are of the same sizes. These are big Zara hairband. Now, look at this one. I'm also going to explain to you how I got this. I was able to achieve this. I named this my signature design. I named it two colors. Also, I made 3 colors as well too. Okay, 3 colors as well too. The only thing there is just for you to know the right measurement. If you know the measurement, fine, you are good to go. Just divide equally. Okay, join together and so there is no big deal there. Now, let's proceed. I'm going to teach us how I was able to achieve this. The 1 color hairband and the 2 colors hairband. Welcome. Now, what we need to achieve these hairbands are this. We'll just need a cutout band. Just cut out, fold together. Okay. We need a thread and needle. Though it's optional. I decided to include this thread and needle because of those that are saying they can't, make use of sewing machine. I'll explain how you sew. Of course, we did home economics in our primary and secondary school, where we are taught permanent stitches. So you can use your needle and thread instead of making use of sewing machine to achieve that permanent stitches. Of course, we need a pair of scissors, a tape room, a cutout bridal satin, then a foam. I mentioned instead of using fiber, fiber is expensive, and due to the rate at which our clients or customer charges, you have to look for alternatives. Yes. So instead of you using fiber that you can get for 1,000 plus just to make one hairband, it's better you get a foam. If you go to where they sell bed or mattress, just ask them for pieces. Okay, half inch or 1 inch. Okay, this is half inch. This is just an half inch foam. You can buy. They have it in roll. Okay, I bought roll. The roll is 1,000 naira. Of course, it's big. You can buy in pieces. So depending on how much, or that's how much you can afford. Now I'm going to use bridal satin for this class instead of the normal, using another material like the scuba or lycra material or Ankara or lace, depending on the one or the type of material you want to use. Using material is not an issue. The issue is just for you to get, the main issue is for you to get the measurement, then you use any type of material that you like. Okay, now let's proceed. I've already cut out and, wrap this, okay, and put the foam inside. So I'll just explain how I was able to achieve this, then we'll proceed from there. Now, let's take the measurements. That's the next stage. Take the measurements. Let me put this away. Take the measurements. The measurement for achieving this hairband is this. We're going to need lengths. Just listen attentively. Lengths 35 inches long. 35 inches long. Okay. And our width, I'm going to explain this width now in 2 ways for you. I'm using width 6. I'm using 6 inches wide. 6 inches wide. 6 inches wide. Okay. 6 inches wide. Now, you find out that if you check online, or you just see you've seen online rather, okay, you find out that some people, you see that they usually make small hairbands, or you see some with big hairbands. The difference is this. The difference is the weight. If you want the big hairbands like mine, you're going to use 6 inches or above. Okay, depending on what you want. If you want a small hairband, then you're going to decrease it to either 4 inches wide, okay, or 3.5 inches wide. Is that taken? Not length, please. The length will remain 35, or sometimes I use 36, depending on the score or the head of the clients. Is that taken? So, but the width is the one that's going to change depending on you. Okay, either you want it big. If your client wants it big, you're going to increase it from 6 inches upward. That is the width. It means you're going to increase it to 6 or 7 or 8 so that it will be wider. Okay, or if you want it smaller, either 4 inches or 3.5 inches. So it depends, or 2. If for the case of children, okay, 2 inches. 2 inches, okay, or 2.5 or 3 inches. Is that taken? So depending on you. So here we are using 6 inches wide. Is that taken? So 35 inches long for the length and 6 inches wide for the width. Is that taken? That is for the what's it called? For the material. Then when you want to measure the length, the foam, the length of the foam, it will not be the same as the length of the material. Please take note. Now the reason why is this: by the time you end up wrapping it, okay, the foam is still going to come out extra. You're going to see that I'm really sure of what I'm doing. Okay, so instead of 35 inches long for the foam, we will need 32. Reduce it to 32. So we are using 32 inches. 32 inches. 32 inches. Is that taken? 32 inches long. Then for the width, I'm using 4 inches. So 32 inches long, 4 inches wide for the foam. Is that taken? Good. Now, the next thing we are going to do is this. We are going to sew. We are going to sew. We are going to sew. Okay. Now, we are going to sew this down. Join together. Take it to the wrong side. This is the right side. Turn it to the wrong side. Okay. Turn it to the wrong side. And you run down your edges. So, run down with a sewing machine. Run down. Please don't close the mouth. You can close one end, but don't close the second mouth. So, take your needle. You can use your needle and thread, like I promised those that said they don't know how to make use of sewing machine, the beginners. Okay. You can use a sewing machine. Hi. Welcome. Welcome back. Okay. So, we're able to, run down using our sewing machine. So, the next one is how to attach the foam. So how am I going to attach it? You're also going to fold the foam into 2 equal parts. Okay. Then take your sewing machine and close only just one edge, please. Only one edge, not the other one. Just only this place. Sew down. Okay. Either use a thread and needle. The needle and thread to sew it together, or use a sewing machine and sew. Okay. So when you're done, you have something like this. You see. Now, we are going to turn. How am I going to turn? You have to be, you just have to exercise patience and be very careful. Why? So that the foam won't cut. Okay. So you see the importance of sewing, joining the foam and the material or the fabric together for easy entrance. Okay. So you see the way I'm doing it. You'll be pulling, be pushing it inside, and as well you draw the foam, the fabric, or the bridal satin down. While the foam, the one being turned, is inside. Okay, is that taken? Now let's not forget, I'm using the doll face bridal satin, or you can use the shiny face bridal satin. Okay, so be careful when you are pulling. Be careful when you are pulling. Be careful when you are pulling. So we'll pull until we get down. Okay. So can you see now? I'll be able to turn it first. Okay, I'll be able to turn it. Now if you check the side, you find out that this is where the opening of the foam. That is the foam. The side that is open. The side that is open is towards the line. So we don't need that part. Okay. This is what we're going to use for our braiding. Is that taken? Now we're going to the next stage, which is to braid. I've already done this. So you just join the 3 together. So we have it as 3. We're going to braid like the way you braid your hair, okay, when you go to the salon. So we braid, have them 3 equal size, going to sew it together, either using your thread and needle or use your sewing machine. Let me use my thread, my needle. Just join them together. There's no big deal there. So I'll be able to join. Please, when you are joining, put the one that has line, the line side, down, while you put the side upward. Is that okay? Now we're going to braid. I like you get someone that will hold it for you, or you just do like the way I usually do mine. If you don't have a person that will hold it, someone that will hold it for you, just carefully you start. When you start, watch the way I'm going to braid. Okay. Now, see how I'm going to braid. When you are braiding, you loose your hand, not too loose, just like you're braiding your hair. You want to braid your hair, okay? The hairstylist will make it tight. You just lose your hand a little bit, sorry. A little bit. Make sure it's not tight. Your braid is not tight. And when you are braiding, make sure it's not squeezed. Watch my hand. You braid with care, not in a hurry. Braid with care. You see that the lines are not showing. Can you see mine? So the lines are downward. Okay, so the case it wants to come up, you just adjust. You adjust. Adjust. As you are doing, as you are braiding, you put in, like, use your fingers to adjust the braid. Okay, so it will not come out rough. Most braids I used to see online, most of them are usually rough. That is one of the mistakes that we usually do. Okay, so you see, can you see? See how smooth it is. So you braid with care, please. You braid with care. You continue to braid. Continue to braid. Continue to braid till you get to the end. See how smooth it is. No ruffle. Okay. See how smooth my braids are. No ruffle. No squeeze. Not tight. Check inside. Even the lines is not that visible. Okay. My name is Nenna Alice Kalu. I'm a Menna. I make different types of headwears, like fascinators, autogelays, turbans, hats, senator caps, hairbands, hairpiece. Okay, I have different classes, leather making classes, freeform designs coming up very soon, monochrome designs coming up very soon. Okay, watch out before the second week or third week of August. It will be out. Okay, my classes are usually loaded. You ask for my previous students. Okay, see how beautiful it is. See how beautiful it is. So when you're making this, you have to be very careful so that even despite you have or you sell your own at a expensive rate, you see clients or customers that will patronize you because your work is of quality. Is that taken? Now when you're done, you can use either your machine, take it to the sewing machine. Okay. So either we use the sewing machine to hold the mouth together, or we'd use our thread and needle like we did for the other side. Okay. Just take your thread and needle and sew together firmly. So we are done. So this is our hairband. You see how beautiful it is? How neat. No squeeze, no ruffle. Okay? Very neat. A very good outcome. Can you see it? Now, we're going to join together. How are we going to do that? You can use a thread and needle. Okay? Or you can use your sewing machine. Can you see? By the time you join together, it's kind of form a circle without any bending. Okay, at the side. Sometimes you see some headbands online. You see it's not well braided. Thereby, you see that the shape, it gives you a kind of a shape that is not nice at all. So is that taken? So just sew together. You sew, join together. Of course, you sew firmly so that by the time you attach it, you wear it on the head, it won't cut or it won't pull off. Is that taken? Okay. Now we're going to attach, after you are joined together, you see, it's formed circle on its own without you using your hand to adjust. So after you are done with that, we're going to cover with a cut-out band. How am I going to achieve that? Now, you can just sew it anyhow, okay? So, and you turn. How am I going to turn? Take it to the sewing machine. Of course, before you cut out the band, you measure first, okay? If it's extra, you trim, you reduce, no problem. Now, I pin it down. sew together. By the time you sew, of course, it's not going to be like this. The mouth is not going to come out. Carefully, see what you're going to do. You turn. When you sew, you turn. Okay. I use 2 methods for this. I'll show you. You turn. If you don't want to turn, see what you're going to do. If you don't want to do it this way, see what you're going to do, please. Now, this is the second method. In case you don't want to turn, see what you first of all do before you attach. Okay, so just join the band together. Okay, turn inward and wear it. Okay, on one side. Then, so okay, when you're done joining it together, like I said, okay, you will now pull. See what I'm doing? You are pulling the band to, okay, you're pulling the band to join, to cover the joint parts. Okay, to cover the joint parts. That's what you're going to do. So it will have something like this. Okay. So make sure it is not visible. Is that taken? So if you check my own, see that the lines are not visible. The 2 joinings are not visible. So let's be careful. Is that when we are braiding, please? Is that taken? Good. Now let's move to the next. I'm trying to join all the videos together. Now the next video is this. How to create the second method. The second method is very simple, but you just have to be very, very careful. If not, you end up making mistake. How was I able to create the second method? You sew and turn. The normal measurement. Sew and turn. Please sew and turn. You see, it's at the right side now. When you turn. Now watch. You can see some pieces of foam on my table. Can you see it? Some pieces of foams on my table. Now see what you do. Cut your foam into tiny pieces. Now take your fabric and you put inside. When you are filling the fabric with the foam, pieces of foams, be very careful, please. Make sure it is not too much. Make sure that it is not too much. At the same time, it is not scanty. When it's filled up at the tip, you make sure it goes down. You can just shake it, or you use your finger or use a stick to put it down. But make sure it is not much. Be very careful so that it is not much, so that by the time you are braiding, you will end up not having some side lump. Like some side will be bigger, while some side will be scanty. Hope that is taken. Okay. When you fill in, you braid. Please be very careful. Don't fill in to be too much, neither for it to be scanty. When you fill in, when you put the foam inside, make sure they are of the same equal length. Not one side has lump and another side scanty. Is that okay? Once again, my name is Nena Alice Kalu. I'm the CEO of Nelly Homes of Craft and Skills. God bless you.